we are going to learn lesson number 12, Progression of the Empire. Till now, we have learned about the rise of Maratha power and its expansion. We studied the developments from the foundation of the Swaraj till its expansions into an empire. In this chapter, we take a brief review of the Sardars family who gave their valuable contributions for expanding the Maratha kingdom in the northern parts of India. The points to study: Introduction, the Holkar of Indore, Mallarao Holkar, Ahilyabai Holkar, Yashwantrao Holkar, the Bhosles of Nagpur, Parsoji Bhosle, Raghuji Bhosle, the Shindes of Gwalior, and till now, we have learned about the rise of the Maratha power and its expansion. We studied the developments from the foundation of the Swaraj till its expansions into an empire. In this chapter, we will take a brief review of the Sardar families who gave their valuable contribution for expanding the Maratha kingdom in the northern parts of India. Now, the first upon we are going to learn about the Holkars of Indore. In that, we are going to learn about the Mallarao Holkar, Ahilyabai Holkar. Mallarao Holkar, he was the founder of the Holkar rule in Indore. He had served the Maratha state for a long time. He was well versed in guerrilla warfare. He was instrumental in establishing Maratha supremacy in Malwa and Rajputana and reviving the Maratha prestige in the north. He proved his valor in the northern campaigns of the Maratha at the time of Bajirao I and Nanasaheb Peshwa. He was instrumental in establishing the Maratha supremacy in Malwa and Rajputana. He proved to be a great help to Peshwa Madhavrao in reviving the Maratha prestige in the northern after the defeat at Panipat. Now, Punya Shlok Ahilyabai Holkar. Ahilyabai Holkar was the widow of Khanderrao, the son of Mallarao Holkar. He took over the reins of Indore administrations after the death of Mallarao. She made new laws for agriculture cess and revenue collections. After a few days, the Mallarao also passed away. After him, Ahilyabai assumed the reins of the Indore administration. She was a capable, astute, and excellent administrator. She made new laws for agriculture, cess, revenue collections, etc., and put the affairs of the state in order. She strove to bring more land under cultivation, digging wells for farmers, promoting trade and industry, building lakes and tanks. She built temples, ghats, mudds, dharmashalas, drinking water facilities at all important places of pilgrimage in the 4 quarters of India. These efforts of her was important for the cultural integration of the country. She looked into judicial matters personally and dispensed justice. She was very generous. She had a great love of books. She ruled ably for 28 years and enhanced the Maratha prestige in the north. She brought peace and order to her kingdom and made her people happy. Yashwantrao Holkar tried to save the Maratha kingdom when it was on the decline. Now, the Bhosles of Nagpur. Parsoji was given the Jagir of Warhad and Gondwana during the reigns of the Shahu Maharaj. Among the Bhosles of Nagpur, Raghuji was the bravest and the most capable. He brought the area surrounding Tiruchirappalli and Arcot in the south under Maratha dominance. Shahu Maharaj had assigned to him the Chauthai rights of Bengal, Bihar, and Odisha. Chauthai means one-fourth parts of the revenue collections. He brought these territories under the Maratha dominance. In 1751 CE, the Bhosles of Nagpur owned the Odisha territories from Alivardi Khan. Till 1803 CE, Maratha dominated Odisha. The Shindes of Gwalior. Bajirao first had rightly judged the capability of Ranoji Shinde and made him a Sardar in the north. After Ranoji's death, his son Jayappa, Dattaji, and Mahaji too proved their valor and strengthened the Maratha rule in North India. Peshwa Madhavrao confirmed the family title on Mahaji. Mahaji was a brave general and an astute statesman. Mahaji was instrumental in re-establishing the Maratha supremacy and prestige in the north. After the Maratha defeat at Panipat, he realized that the guerrilla tactics of the Maratha would not be suitable for the warfare in the plains of the north. He trained his army and modernized his artillery under the guidance of the French military experts de Boinch. With the help of his trained army, he subdued the Rohillas, the Jats, the Rajputs, and Bundels. The British began to take interest in the politics at Delhi when they felt that the Marathas might have become weak after the Battle of Panipat. They managed to get Diwani right of Bengal province and wanted to capture the Emperor of Delhi. In these adverse circumstances, Mahaji Shinde defeated the British and reinstated the emperor on the throne. The Mughal emperor had conferred on him the title of Wakil-e-Mulk. He took care of administrations of the Mughal Empire from 1784 to 1794. The Wakil-e-Mutlaq means the chief agents of the emperor, which means that he had the authority of civil and military right. He accepted that position on behalf of the minor Peshwa Savai Madhavrao. Due to this, the Madhavrao gained full control of the empire. It was very difficult to save territory, and at that times it was very difficult to save the total empire. Mahaji managed the difficult affairs with the strong dominations and looked after the Delhi affairs the continued 10 years. The heirs of the Najib Khan responsible for the Panipat battle were still plotting against the Maratha in Rohilkhand. The Najib's grandson Gulab Qadir captured the Red Fort. Due to the family feuds within the Peshwa family, Raghunath Rao opted to go to the British camp. He wanted to become a Peshwa with the help of the British. It was not acceptable to the Maratha statesmen. This led to an inevitable conflict between the Maratha and the British. The conflict between the two great powers, the Marathas and the British, would finally decide who the ruler of the India would be. From Mumbai, the British marched on the Marathas via Borghat. The Maratha army gathered under the leadership of Mahatma Shinde. The Maratha blocked the supply of food grains to the British using the guerrilla tactics. Both the armies met at Vadgaon on today's Pune-Mumbai road. The British were defeated in this battle and were forced to surrender the custody of Raghunath Rao to the Marathas. Delhi was under the Maratha control till 1803 CE. When we note that the British conquered India after battling with the Marathas, we understood the importance of Marathas' achievements. After setting in order the affairs of Delhi, Mahatma came into Pune. He died at the Vanavari near Pune, where the memorial is built to him. The navy raised by Shivaji Maharaj was strengthened by Kahnoji Angre and his son Tulaji. With his strong navy, the naval powers, The navy raised by Shivaji Maharaj was strengthened by Kahnoji Angre and his son Tulaji. With this strong navy, they contained the naval powers of the Portuguese, the British, and the Siddhis. They defeated the coastal line of the Maratha state. Khanderao Dabhade and his son Trimbak Rao laid the foundation of Maratha power in Gujarat. After the death of Khanderao, his wife Umabai routed the Mughal Sardars of Ahmedabad. She conquered the fort there. Later, the Gaikwads made Vadodara in Gujarat a seat of their power. The power of Dhar and Devas in Madhya Pradesh rendered the valuable assistance to the Shindes and the Holkars in expanding the Maratha powers in the north. The Maratha state was in a disarray of the death of Peshwa Madhavrao. Nana Fadnavis, the famous administrator of the Peshwas and the Maratha statesmen, set the right affairs of the state with the help of Mahatma. While Mahatma was busy restoring the Maratha supremacy in the north, Nana managed the affairs of the south. In this, he was helped by the Patwardhans, Haripant Phadke, the Rastes, and other Sardars. As a result of this, Maratha supremacy was established in the south. The Holkars of Indore, Bhosles of Nagpur, Shindes of Gwalior, Gaikwads of Vadodara brought glory to the Maratha powers on the basis of their valor, leadership qualities, and capability. They were the pillar of Maratha powers in the last phase. The Maratha Sardars were successful in establishing the influence of the Maratha power both in north and south with the help of the Holkars of Indore, the Bhosles of Nagpur, Shindes of Gwalior, and Gaikwads of the Vadodara. And after the death of Mahatma Shinde and Nana Fadnavis, the Maratha power began to wane. At that time, the Bajirao II, the son of Raghunath Rao, was the Peshwa. He did not have leadership qualities. He was unable to unite the Maratha Sardars. The internal strife between the Sardars weakened their power. During the period of Bajirao II, the Maratha influence in the north and south went further. The British replaced the Maratha. The British captured Pune in 1817 CE and hoisted their flag Union Jack there. In 1818 CE, the British defeated Maratha in the Battle of Asti in Solapur district, and finally the Maratha power came to an end. These events make a major change in the history of India. After this, British managed to gain control over the major part of India. India came into contact with the Western world that led to many changes in Indian social system. Many old things became redundant or were pushed aside. This was a major transformation. A major change took place. The middle period of Indian history came to an end and the modern period began.